Well, this is just a quick update on travel to Australia during these times of restriction. I particularly focus on unvaccinated travellers. So I'm in the UK, I am an Australian citizen, but this would apply to people in other countries as well. So just a reminder, if you're not vaccinated, you basically can't travel to Australia at the moment without a travel exemption. Citizens can fly in, and that hasn't changed recently. That will be the big one when that changes. Main story from today. So what I do, I just go through the current news stories once a week, and I thought there might be people interested, so I clip the stories and share with you what comes up. So Victoria has scrapped vaccine mandates for workers. I think they may be the last state to scrap this. They've been going one after the other like dominoes the past week or two. So this story came from news.com.au. It looks like the only workers or the only industries still with the mandate, and it doesn't give a date for this, but those still left with the mandate will be health and care workers. I think that's consistent across all the states now. So education, food production, emergency services, looks like those mandates are gone. That's that. Another take on that story there. It does say people still have to isolate for a positive case, so that's still going on there. Okay, the main story about air travel this week was that masks no longer have to be worn in airports. So it's small, but it's another change heading in the right direction. You no longer have to wear a mask in an airport. But the thing there now is that for international flights, you don't have to wear a mask. So you can fly from, say, Melbourne to London, no mask, depending on the airline. But domestic flights, you have to. So this story is Qantas CEO Alan Joyce wants the government to end mask mandates for domestic flights. He said quite rightly, it's ridiculous that you wear a mask on your domestic flight and then not on your international flight. But this is coming from the CEO who says that only vaccinated people can travel on his planes. So that is ironic and hypocritical, but that's where we're at. Okay. Another story is Prime Minister Anthony Albanese was asked during the week when the pandemic will be over in Australia, and he gave this answer. It clearly isn't over yet, which is kind of negative. But watching the interview, he seemed to have been asked off the cuff and just gave a kind of mumbled, politically correct sounding neutral answer. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Okay, another story from Qantas this week is the loophole Qantas passengers are using to not wear masks on flights. So it's the same old sort of thing we had on public transport here. Flight crew have said that they cannot ask a passenger for details or proof of an exemption if they claim to have one. So people on domestic flights are saying, I can't wear a mask because I'm exempt. Other passengers clearly are copying that. Other travellers hear exchanges between staff and non-mask wearing passengers, with staff angered over the helpless position they're finding themselves in. So well done those people standing up for themselves. You don't need to declare any medical information to anybody. You have the right to say you're exempt for any reason if you do not wish to wear a mask. So this is probably what's prompted Qantas CEO to ask for this rule to be scrapped. But anyway, it's another step in the right direction, and let's hope that comes to pass soon. I just found two other stories from other countries that I thought I'd share. One from Thailand, because I know a lot of Australians and other people travel there. All entry requirements relaxed from the 1st of July. So there's a few details about that here. Looks like whether you're vaccinated or not, you're still expected to have a test before you go, but it looks like they're just doing random testing or checking of travellers, whether they've done a test or not. And if you haven't, looks like you just do one at the airport anyway. You still have to wear masks in Thailand, indoors by the looks of it, which in such a hot, humid country must be so uncomfortable. But that is a step in the right direction for Thailand. And really big news from Canada this week. on domestic public transport, they no longer will need to be vaccinated. So they're letting the unvaccinated people go on domestic transport in Canada, which, I mean, it should never have lasted that long, but good news there for Canadians because you guys have had it really tough. So they're the main stories from this week. Little steps in the right direction, but nothing I would consider major. Again, the big one we're waiting for is complete freedom for unvaccinated travellers in Australia. So hang in there, everyone. Keep going. You're not alone. And let's hope this all changes very soon. Bye-bye.